I'm James.
And I'm Victoria.
And we met on Christian
Connection. I'd had experience in other dating sites and was just like, I'm kind of done with the just kind of messing around now. It's just decided that I was going to be intentional. I'd heard of Christian Connection before. Let me give it a try. What have I got to lose?
I was coming out of a previous marriage who I did want to remarry, and I wanted to be with a Christian. So I thought, I don't want to waste my time sort of fishing around on other sites. I know what I'm looking for. My journey was a bit longer. I'd use it and then kind of not use it. And in fact, when I was coming towards the end of using it, that's when Victoria and I met. So
I know, I'd been on there for 3 days. And I liked that I could just say a little bit and let people know that I'm serious about Christ, like I am a follower of Christ. That was just really important for me.
I like the fact that talking about your faith was evident, like it was included in the process, and it was encouraging as well. You know, I'm a Christian, I go to church, you know, I'm a disciple of Jesus.
They knew that I was a real, you know, church attender, like I'm involved in ministry, and I genuinely do try to have God at the centre of my life. And when I went on to Christian Connection, that was it for me. This is my standard now.
I wanted to feel confident that anyone looking at my profile was also a Christian. So I didn't say you have to be a Christian. You know, I think it was implicit in the fact that we're on that app. You know, this is a Christian thing. She added me first, or she sent like a little heart, a little like.
Tells everyone this. She liked me first.
I'm going to celebrate. Why not? So obviously I just saw the picture that I made sure I read the profile. You know, she had mentioned things like, I want what God wants for me. You know, I looked at the profile picture and her eyes really stood out to me. So yeah, it was God and her eyes. There you go. She loves God and she has nice brown eyes.
Naturally, we all just look at pictures first, don't we? I was like, oh, he's cute. Let's have a look who this is. It was evident that God was in his life, but then there was also a coolness. So I liked that. I liked the variety of pictures. I liked James first. And in fairness, you were really slow with replies. When I was just a little bit like, is he interested? And then I think it was just New Year's Eve, wasn't it? They were like replies like straight away. And then I think then I knew once our conversation was flowing, like this serious element of God, but with jokes and laughter, and it was just so nice, wasn't it?
I remember laughing a lot. Laughing out loud, reading messages, just sat in my flat by myself, getting ready for church because there was a New Year's Eve service, and not wanting to go because I was just enjoying the conversation so much. And I was just like, yeah, I met someone I like, and I'm gonna roll with it. And if this doesn't work, I'm coming off the app anyway. That's kind of where I was at. I remember that at one point we were on the phone for like 6 hours.
We were on the phone for long because obviously James was from London and I was from Manchester, so it wasn't as quick and easy for us to meet. It was really nice that we just had that time of just being on video call and connecting rather than finding this activity, finding that activity, and you know, it was just kind of raw, wasn't it, in terms of that getting to know each other.
I was living in East London. I found a really cool place. It's a cafe, but they have like board games and card games. And I thought, you know what, like I want to do something different where it's light-hearted, we can talk, we can have a laugh. And
it was so fun, wasn't it? You can choose all these games, and James is like chess, and I was like Connect 4. And I always think this is kind of where we're at. This is the caliber here. I thought James was a proper geek, and I remember thinking like, he's really geeky, but I like him. Any normal relationship, you know, whether you're Christian or not Christian, or things are going to come up. I really was praying, God, I want what you want for me. James, he was like a different person. And so when something good like that comes along, you're like, wow. And sometimes we don't know how to take it because we've not experienced it before.
We were very honest from the start, just about what we're looking for, but also things we know we need to work on as individuals.
Yeah.
I really appreciated the fact that Victoria and I could have those honest conversations. It's been a beautiful journey, just getting to know each other and being intentional.
You know, it wasn't until March, was it, when we were kind of talking, and I remember kind of saying like, oh, when are you gonna like ask me, or when are you gonna like make it a bit official? And James was like, do you want me to ask you? And I was like, yeah. And then we kind of made it like official. I just knew it wasn't gonna be like past relationships. I knew this was kind of longevity. Like, yeah, we're really pursuing things now.
As we were getting to know each other, we were weighing up, okay, is this person right for me? Is this the one? Is this the one I'm going to commit to? Is this the one I'm going to get serious about? And she loves God. Also, you know, she's got a caring nature. She's beautiful. You know, so I was thinking about the things I want, and Victoria was ticking all of these boxes. I decided, okay, do you know what? I'm committing to this, and I'm ready to say that. So it was in the air. We both kind of knew. It was just a case of asking that official question. I decided Valentine's Day 2023. It was January 2023. And I thought, okay, I'm ready. So I had to start getting things in order, but still be quite mysterious about it. Getting approval of the ring without her knowing. So I actually asked her daughter what she thought of my ring choices and ideas. So we were going to go to the restaurant I first took her to the first time we dated in Manchester. What was going on? And then, just got on my knee and I popped the question.
I remembered that I needed to say yes, because I was like, swept up in the moment. And and I think, you know, as women, we think about like, whoa, what's that moment going to be like when someone proposes to me? Like, I was literally in that moment, and it was just like, oh my goodness, like, But yeah, of course it was yes.
So we got engaged in February 23, and we decided we were going to get married in August 23. It was intense. Everyone was super, super helpful, super supportive. We're grateful for that. And Victoria, like, she's brilliant at planning things and creating things visually. She really led the charge in terms of getting things together.
I really just loved it. At times it was a bit stressful. And then I remember on the day before the wedding, and when he came and saw the church, he was like, this is a wedding, like, and it was, and I was like, what do you think I've been doing all this time? I've got a daughter. Just being a single parent, I think you just learn to just get on with things and get things done. And the wedding was beautiful, other than the fact that it rained. It rained pretty much all day. It was such a beautiful day, wasn't it?
It was an amazing day. What it struck in me was an appreciation for her creativity. Being a creative person myself, I appreciate other people's creativity. The day itself, I was just like, there were a couple of times I think I turned to you and I was just like, I'm at my wedding. Like, I'm having such an amazing time, you know, and babe, you've made it look beautiful. And it's my wedding. It's like one of the best weddings I've ever been to, and it's my wedding. I've moved into Victoria's home, making it my home as well, and making it our home, and obviously, you know, my stepdaughter as well. So just navigating those dynamics, I do want to kind of fulfill my roles and responsibilities, and sort of breed a sense of confidence. I've enjoyed learning to speed up a bit, because if I'm honest, I could have done with that. But I've also tried to kind of inspire and Victoria to slow down a bit in some ways. But one thing I've really enjoyed is being intentional about still dating. That Victoria's coined protected time, and at least once a week we will have some time in the week where it's our time.
Because we're both so busy, like James is teaching and I'm in social work and such demanding jobs, we knew kind of that we wanted to do it. I love him coming home to me cooking and things like that. Like, I think, one of the things that I really enjoy about being a wife is serving my husband. Like, I love to do that.
One of the things I've really appreciated about my journey with God is him making me a husband, a better husband, and getting a lot of guidance from men of God. It's not just taking care of me as an individual or just, light touch taking care of your household. It's a serious responsibility, but one I've enjoyed really growing into. I feel proud to say, yeah, this is my wife, this is my family, this is my stepdaughter.
One of mine is genuinely, I love that I serve God with my husband. Just being in church and us worshipping God together. And obviously seeing you with Jada has been really nice. It's funny because their personalities are really similar. So they're just both really chilled out and relaxed. And that's been really, really lovely just to have that positive role model.
Being in a Christian marriage where God is in the center, I really appreciate that. Day to day, we can talk about God, we can talk about scripture, we can laugh about things of a Christian nature. Having that comfort in my home, in a Christian marriage, in a Christian household, I really appreciate that.
James wants to be a millionaire, as he does.
I want us to be wealthy, and we've both got a great work ethic, and we're both creative people. We want to give, we want to help people. So yeah, one of my big hopes is for us to be wealthy. We want children. I've got a stepdaughter. Victoria's already got a daughter, but we want children together. So that's a big hope, a big dream. Yeah,
I think something I'd add to that is maybe like moving abroad, possibly, retiring abroad somewhere hot. So obviously James would love to go to a French speaking country, so yeah, who knows. So I would say it only takes one. You don't need loads and loads of great potential. It just takes one, and give it a try, and don't give up hope. God wants to bless, and God wants to give you the desires of your heart. And I know that, for some people, it just seems like that, the longest journey, but you just don't know what's around the corner. I just said, I just want what God wants for me. And it was a genuine release into God of do what you want to do. And I think that's when it allowed James to come into my life. Keep
God involved, keep him at the center, walk with him. And if he says stop, stop. If he says slow down, slow down. If he says go left, go left. Just really try to listen to the wisdom and the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Be intentional. Be honest with yourself. If there are things you've got to work on them. Getting your house in order. Getting your relationship with God in order. And then, so when you step into your new dating relationship, bringing something to the table, and you're adding value to that person's life. You're being a blessing.